President Obama is set to announce new rules to increase the number of Americans who get overtime pay. Under current law, many businesses are not required to pay overtime to salary workers who make more than $455 a week. The reports suggest the White House wants to raise that to between $550 and $970 a week. Good idea or not? Stuart Varney, host of Varney & Company on the Fox Business Network. Hello to you, sir.
First of all,
yes,
I think we should put this in perspective. In my opinion, this is a vast expansion of the government's power to dictate income in the private sector. This is redistribution by executive order. So the president is saying, you will do this.
So you don't think this helps the economy?
No, I don't think it helps the economy at all. No, what it does is to raise the cost for employers significantly. And when you do that, you get fewer jobs. Why should an employer expand in this environment when he's being told by the government, you've got to pay more for health care, you've got to pay more in salary, you've got to pay more in wages? Why would you expand your business when your cost of labor is going straight through the roof?
You know, John Boehner was talking about this. Just listen to how he phrased this too. Watch.
The president's policies are making it difficult for employers to expand employment. And until the president's policies get out of the way, employers are going to continue to sit on their hands.
Now, from his lips to your ears.
I think he's entirely right. Now, the other side of the coin is the president is buying votes. He is commanding higher salaries for millions of people right before an election. Don't you think that those millions of people will be grateful and say, thanks for the pay raise, Mr. President, I'm voting Democrat? Don't you think that's in there?
That's an interesting point as well. But this applies to the private sector.
Yes, it does.
Because the minimum wage push only applied to
you would need
federal workers.
Yes, I think you'd need congressional approval to apply it across the board. But in this case, it's an executive order that applies across the board because it's a small rule change within the Labor Department.
Come back to one of your big points, okay?
Sure.
Is this something that could help the economy? Would it help employees? Or is it something that's a continued drag on workers and businesses and how they think and act and make decisions?
Let me take you back to Google, okay? In the early days of Google, they had all kinds of youngsters, up-and-coming strivers who would work day and night. So that's how they built the company. Tech startups with a drive to succeed and climb that food chain. Now, if you bring this in, those high-tech workers who started all these brilliant companies, they'll be on the clock. Instead of these overnight creative meetings, they'll be saying, oh, I just exceeded my 40 hours, I am due overtime. And if I don't get it, I'm going to sue. Can you imagine the number of retroactive lawsuits from all kinds of people who were eligible for overtime, didn't get it, and now say, come on, pay up?
If you were to make this decision at the White House as president, does this happen immediately? Or does this take time before it settles in and the checks go out?
If I was president of the United States facing a very difficult election, I would do precisely this, and I would say, do it now, because it is buying votes.
Well, Stuart, thank you. We'll see you at 11 a.m., okay? New time. Are you comfortable in that slot?
Very comfortable.
All right. Well, you give us all kinds of options here now. Look at it. Hey.
I'm a happy guy. Thanks very much, Bill.
Right on. You got it, Stuart.
Cheers.
Martha, what's next?